and why it would be that someone who is as dynamic and has as much pressures in her life and demands on her life and desires in her life would take time out, 20 minutes, to meditate. So we're going to go right to it. Why do you meditate?
Well, great question. I meditate, just like so many of us. We are busy with our personal lives, with our careers. And for me, I'm an executive multitasker. Even before I had the opportunity of having a great career, I was driving, eating a cheeseburger, putting on my lipstick, all at the same time. I wouldn't say do that. But I have always...
To the great distress of the Los Angeles Police Department.
Yes, I've always had a lot on my plate. And I noticed before I was meditating, I started to short-circuit a little bit, like an iPhone, you know, when it just decides to stop and turn off on you, and you're like, I was in the middle of something. So I knew that I had to take care of my mental health and my mind, which is, you know, the greatest asset in my body besides my heart. And I knew I had to protect it. And so Bobby was able to teach me meditation in India. And the stillness that I found is beyond anything I've ever experienced. It's way different than napping. Everybody's like, well, I'll just nap for 2 hours, right? And this is totally different than napping. I said to you yesterday that napping is to brushing your teeth as flossing is to meditation. A lot of people brush their teeth but still have very interesting breath. So you got to get the plaque out.
From my side, I want to say one of the reasons why I love Keytie so much is not just because she's here and flew here for this, to talk about this, but because when you're talking about something like meditation, TM, we're talking something that costs really, relatively speaking, next to nothing. And we need to let people know, we need to break down some of the boundaries, the misunderstandings about this meditation and meditation in general. And there is no, with our nonprofit, huge multi-billion-dollar ad campaign, it's word of mouth. And 100 million people really trust Katy Perry. So I am very grateful to you because your words, you know, 600,000 young kids have learned to meditate, and a lot of it because of your words, and you are saving, no exaggeration, have saved thousands and thousands of lives. So when someone says to you...
Words are very powerful.
Pardon?
God created the world with words.
Yes. When you, what do you say to someone when they say, well, this is a religion?
I mean, I've seen people wear slogans on their shirt that says, CrossFit is a religion, you know? Anyone can make something a religion and label it. I think it's about as religious as eating good foods, as exercising for your body. I mean, I was raised in a Christian household. Both of my parents, my mother here is today, and they're both traveling ministers. So I was raised around the idea that our body is a temple. And I think if our body is truly a temple, we have to take care of it, mind, body, and soul. And this takes care of your mind. And I notice when I meditate that my whole brain kind of opens up. It feels like a halo is ignited around my head, and it's like I'm clearing out the cobwebs of my neural pathways and finding new neural pathways to ignite. And it's some of the most incredible stillness, and also I would say it brings some of the best, most creative ideas to the surface for me, especially when I come out of it. But I believe that, you know, if it's religious to take care of your temple, then sign me up. I know that meditation has been such an incredible tool to find that, you know, I want to disconnect to connect back with myself. And I think it's really important to have that tool, to have that quiet time in these schools for these kids to be able to retain focus, which is at an all-time low, to be able to know themselves, to find their true authentic selves, which is being advertised to them in multitudes of ways, you know, thousands of times a day. I really feel
of not
that
their authentic self.
of not their authentic self, there's a struggle. So anything we can do, and I find personally with my own experience, meditation is the key to really finding your true authentic self, finding that stillness, recharging, having the strength, the mental strength, the physical strength, the immune strength to be able to take on this big technological world. I'm just so blessed to be here. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for allowing me to be here and for your attention. You know, I just want to be a messenger, and this is one of the greatest messages I was able to receive. And on a very basic level, on a very modern science level, for me, it's helped a lot with my anxiety. Instead of having to turn to prescription, I've been able to turn to this. It helps incredibly with jet lag. I mean, we did it this morning at 7 o'clock.